I'll be showing you the very basic competitive programming template that a lot of people use in competitive programming. So here, let's get started. So this is the template, right? We don't need this. So here, this is the template. The first line, um, include bits slash stdc plus plus dot h. So basically, as I wrote here, it includes every standard library such as IOStream, Vector, and etc. So it prevents you from importing all of them while coding, I guess. So you don't have to do include IOStream, you don't have to do include Vector, and then so on, right? So that's it. It's really time saving when you're just when you have a bunch of things to import, right? Sets, vectors, maps, and it just saves you a bunch of time, which is preferable in in competitive programming. You want to spend less time coding and actually more time thinking, right? And then the second line, using namespace std. So this line prevents you from typing std every time you use a standard library. So here, I'll explain it to you right here. Um, okay, so let's say I want to just type out I'll actually put that in, type out just a, right? This basically means end line, same thing as uh, this, right? So it's just easier for me to type that out. Um, and see, it printed a. But let's say we didn't have this, right? Then what we have to do is we have to do std out a and then std end line, which is a lot more typing, right? Um, than what we did previously. And as I said earlier, you want to save time, so you just want to, you know, be able to write it quick and easily. So that's why we use these lines here. But one thing to consider is that these are considered bad practices in actual programming because it just complicates a lot. It just complicates a lot of things when you're importing other files, other libraries, right? And then so it's just better for you to not actually use these in things besides competitive programming. But since it's competitive programming, you can do this. It's not really considered a bad practice in competitive programming, right? It just saves a lot of time, but just understand that it's considered a bad practice in uh I guess real programming. Um, yeah, and then the third thing is this, right? This is the main function. This is the function that when you run this code, it runs this first. Okay, so whenever you have a main, it the computer always runs the main function, the things inside the main function before anything else. Okay, so here you just write. This is where you write your code, right? So this is where you So let's say a problem says I don't know, it gives you a and b, and you want to print the sum of a plus b, or a and b, sum of a and b, right? So int a um and b, sin a and b, and see out a plus b, right? Or let's say let this would be an example of a code, and let's say let's say we need to use a vector. We just import vector like this, and then v, and then we just continue on with our code, right? But here I'll give you an example of if we don't have this, right? This line, because I haven't given that yet. So if we don't have this line in actual code, and let's say we want to import vector, int vector, and let's say we have like int a and like int n, and like we have to just read in a bunch of files, right? We have a vector and we have to read in stuff. So it won't work like that, right? So undeclared identifier SYN. The computer doesn't know what we're talking about. So if we have to do include IOStream, include vector, and then hopefully, yep, now it knows what we're talking about. But see how we had to just spend our time writing these 2 lines just because we imported a couple of these stuff, right? So we don't want to always have to like write these out. So that's why we use include bits slash stdc dot h, and then I'll make sure to copy and paste this template in the description so that you can just access it. And yeah, this is the basic template. Good luck in competitive programming.